Hello heroes and villains, welcome to the Build Phase channel, helping you build a better turn. My name is Dangerford, and I'd like to thank you for watching our first published video. If you're interested in discussing more about the match or all things versus related, please consider heading over to our website at www.thebuildphase.com. So in this video, we will be watching a match from the first week of League Play in an ongoing series that I will be calling Match of the Week. There's 12 weeks in the first season, so without further ado, let's get going. Okay, so this first match is going to be between Wood08 and Whatasandwich21. Whatasandwich21 is playing Black Cat. No, I'm sorry, that's wrong. Black Cat is being played by Wood08, and Whatasandwich is going to be playing Loki. Good old God of Mischief. So I apologize if my voice sounds cracked. I am battling a nasty virus at the moment. But this should be a really interesting match. Both of these characters I don't really see very often in my meta, but I am interested in seeing how they work. Loki, with his plot twist manipulation, it can be very, very expensive, but it can really help him out in a bind. So it looks like Wood08 won the roll and decided that he wants to go second. And then Black Cat is another interesting character. I've heard that the trigger for Black Cat is to get Satana on the board so that when she dazes them, they automatically KO because of lethal, which is pretty killer. So anyways, Loki, level 1 is a 1/6 with 5 health, and his first level 1 ability is anytime combat, pay a red, and play an anytime combat plot twist from your KO pile. Then shuffle it into your deck. His level up condition, he needs 5, and all he needs to do is play a plot twist. So, depending on how heavy Whatasandwich's deck is with plot twists, that may not be too difficult to do. But we'll just have to see. Okay. Looks like we're almost ready here. Both players have drawn their cards. Okay, so here's Black Cat. Her level 1 is a 2/5 and with 5 health. Main, pay a yellow, and choose an enemy player to discard a card. Her level up condition needs 9. At the end of your turn, choose an enemy player. If you have more cards in your hand than they do, Black Cat gains XP equal to the difference. That could really help out late game if Whatasandwich doesn't have very many cards in his hand to begin with, and forcing him to have to draw one of them away. That's great. Her level 2 her level 2 ability is anytime combat, pay a red, and daze an enemy character in combat with Black Cat, which is stunning it but not getting a wound. She goes to a 4/8. I believe that's the same that Loki goes to, a 4/8, which that'll be interesting. So it looks like Whatasandwich decided not to play a resource. So maybe his hand is full of plot twists. That'd be nice. He is a 1/6 normally, so he's pretty beefy on defense. Hopefully that'll keep him alive for a while, long enough for his abilities to trigger. Wood plays a yellow, Academy in his resource, so let's see what he plays. Looks like he doesn't play anything and just gains an experience by having more cards. So it's back to What a Sandwich. Yeah, maybe not playing a resource or a character really helped, considering that Black Cat didn't have anything to bring to the table anyways. Alright, so he responds with a yellow of his own. And an adolescent xenomorph. Oh, interesting. So, a xenomorph deck. Okay, it looks like he's in his back. I think he just positioned himself wrong. Yeah, let's ask him. Well, either way, Loki is up. Yep, he noticed it. Cool. Loki is attacking into to Black Cat, using a chest burst to give -2/-2, brings her down to a 0-3 to his 1-6. Okay. I think they're working out the issues here. Sometimes Octagon's a little weird with how the cards are positioned on the board and keeping it at a proper size and whatnot. But either way. Okay, so it looks like What a Sandwich was just playing the chest burst just to get it into his KO pile. Alright, so Wood plays a red. Brings out Ronin. Ronin's another pretty interesting card. I'll try to read the cards out as they come up. So Ronin is 2-drop, 3/3 with 2 health. Main phase, pay yellow. Name any card, choose an enemy player to reveal their hand and discard each card with that name. And it looks like he's going to do it. So he's paying the Academy to Ronin's ability. And what's he calling? Probably a plot twist. A plot twist would be oh, he calls an adolescent xenomorph. That's another reasonable card to call. But if Loki's going with a curved deck, then potentially not very many adolescents in there. I know that when I played with my dragon deck, I tried to go with the swarm, and no, it doesn't look like he had an adolescent xenomorph in his hand. That's unfortunate, but at least he knows what he's got. So, anyways, when I play my dragon deck, I really don't think that the swarm works as well as it could, and eventually it just turned into a straight up curve, which is great for xenomorphs. Most of the drops 2 and up are 2 health anyways, so they stick around enough to create the board control that you would get from a swarm. Either way, 2 more level counters added to XP counters added to Black Cat. Oh, he said, yeah, Wood says he should have called a vault instead of the adolescent xenomorph. Well, anyways, let's see what a sandwich does. He is technically a resource behind, so I suppose it's just as if he had gone second instead of first, which is an interesting thing. If you wanted to go second, you just pass your first turn, so technically you do get to go second in a weird way. Well, he plays a vault. That's not surprising. And passes. Oh, that's not good. Man, does he have nothing but plot twists? Another red for Black Cat. I suppose I didn't read what the adolescent xenomorph is, but if I can't see it at the moment, but if I can... Oh, he played Dr. Octopus. I'll get back to the adolescent later. Doc Ock, and he puts him in the back row. Doc Ock is a 3-drop, 3/5 with 1 health. He's got grab while he's in the front row. Enemy characters can't fly over him. And genius, at the start of your turn, if he's face up, you may draw a card. He's pretty nice to have, both defensively and offensively. I guess not really offensively, but just being able to mill your deck, have more options, you know. It looks like he passed as well, so he's trying to protect him. What a Sandwich brings out a fortress to the table. Trying to get back to the adolescent xenomorph. That is a creature with swarm, and you can have... Oh no, I think he's actually... I can't remember the other keyword. Legion or something like that. So you can have 8 of them in your deck if you really wanted to. And each time a new character comes out that is also a leaping, it gains a +1/+1 counter. And I believe it's a 2/2 with 1 health. Alright, so it looks like What a Sandwich spooked Black Cat. Hopefully he can... Alright, looks like he's going to start doing shenanigans with Loki. So he's paying a wild to, looks like, attack Doc Ock, which should bring him down to a 1/3 with the chest burst. Very nice. And then he's also playing Trickster God on himself. Chest burst gives, if this is a melee combat, the character gets -2, -1/-1 counters. And then Trickster God changed him to a 6/1. Oh, that's odd. I don't think they caught it, but Loki should have stunned right there, because he was a 6/1, and Doc Ock would have been able to strike back in that melee attack. But nah, I don't want to say anything. I would like to just be the silent observer. Consider me the watcher. Alright. Yep, don't forget to shuffle that chest burst back in. That's another nice thing, is and maybe this is just from my experience with deck building games, but I really enjoy shuffling a deck. So if there's an ability that lets me shuffle, I'll do it. Bring on Kane, Loki, guys like that. Alright. Back to Wood. He plays a laboratory. Laboratory. Turn 4, and no wounds on either character. This could be a pretty long game. I guess both of these decks are pretty stally. So he brings out Dazzler, A-Force character. Dazzler is a 3/7 with range, 1 health during the main phase. Pay blue, and basically the same ability that Black Cat has, except it's a supporting character instead of any character. Also nice to have. I wouldn't be surprised, having Ronin in the deck, to see an Extinguish or two. What a Sandwich says this is fun. Yeah, dude. Certainly is. I'm having fun watching so far. I think this series is going to be a good one. I don't know if it will be interesting to you guys at all, but in my experience, I enjoy watching people play. Even if I'm not actually one of the people that's playing, it's still fun to see what people do and their reactions, and to learn from them and see why they did it that way. At first I didn't understand why he wanted to use Loki to spend that plot twist that first turn, but it was just to get into the KO pile. So anyways, he brought out a Ferocious Creature Swarm, 3/2 with 1 health, and it's got Ferocious, which means he strikes back before characters without Ferocious. And he puts them both into the back row. That's unfortunate that he played a 2-drop on turn 4. Looks like Black Cat is at 6 experience out of the 9 that she needs, and Loki is at 3 out of the 5 that he needs. So Wood played a blue and brought out Satana. There it is. So let's see if Black Cat can start the shenanigans. Looks like Satana is flying over to attack the Adolescent. And What a Sandwich plays Savage Surprise. Ooh. Gives the defender +4 attack. That Adolescent apparently hulked out and stuns back Satana. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Not the greatest trade-off, but what can you do? That's what plot twists are for. M. Night Shyamalan twists. Yeah, that's just a cool looking card. Looks like What a Sandwich has 5 cards in his hand. That's still a potential bunch of plot twists that he could be holding. Oh, I guess I didn't notice it, but it looks like Black Cat just leveled up. Very nice. Ooh, where are you going? Yeah, see what I mean? It's starting to get kind of goofy here, the size and everything. I'll try to fix it as good as I can, and I think most people should be able to understand what's going on, even though it's a little skewed. Sandwich plays a vault. What else? There's this. Is that another adolescent? No, it's a leaping. Okay. Playing a leaping xenomorph. I'm gonna jump over and attack Dazzler. Using Loki's main ability for Trickster God. I don't understand this move. So what that makes him a 1/4 to her 3/7. Oh, again, just to shuffle the deck, maybe. She was a 3/7 one, wasn't she? If he was a 1/4, shouldn't the Leaping Xenomorph survived? Oh, I see. He did it so that he could power up Loki. Nice. Now we got both characters leveled up, and hopefully Loki's second ability. It's very situational. I don't know. It's honestly not very powerful in my opinion. I think his first power is a little bit more interesting than his second. Oh, Wood makes a good point. I didn't even catch it this time, but he said it's cool, but I think that Loki needs to be in combat to do the ability. We can let it go for now, but next time it would have had to have been Loki instead of the Leaping Xenomorph. He would have leveled up, but he would have also stunned himself. Oh, and he forgot to flip his training ground there. It's pretty nice that he can still be honest in the game on Octagon. It's a really good tool. I was actually quite surprised with how well Octagon works when I first tried it out. Ooh, he brings out Magneto. Wood brings out Magneto, and he also played a red. Magneto's a 6-drop, 7/6 with 1 health, flight, and range. And his ability is enemy supporting characters can't recover. They remain stunned. He's nasty, especially against those xenomorphs that like to stick around. He's trying to attack the xenomorph in the back, and Whatasandwich wants to play a Savage Surprise, which in all cases should work, but this is a ranged attack, so he won't be striking back, which means even though he's raised up to Magneto's defense, it doesn't help him. Range and flight, I really enjoy how they simplified it from the old game. They made it look a lot easier to understand. Yeah, so it looks like the ferocious xenomorph is stunned. And will he do anything else? I don't think he can do anything else. Loki is pretty beefy. 4/8. Same as Black Cat. Yeah, he passes. Draw a couple cards. Oh, I suppose I should make this full screen for you lovely folks out there. And Sandwich rows a card. I think that's the first card he's had to row this game. Yeah, it's the first card anyone's had to row this game. It must be nice hitting all your locations. That is something I am not accustomed to. Anyways. Can I look at his deck? His discard at all? No. Yeah. So it doesn't look like I can have any sort of control over each side in spectate mode. It's a little unfortunate. It would be neat to be able to look at the hands and look at the cards, but I suppose that could get into some pretty fishy territory, private messaging one opponent, the other person's deck. Anyways. So he brings out a Screeching Xenomorph. Still playing lower drops. That's unfortunate. It doesn't seem like he's hitting his curb. And they're confirming. Front row guys without range is considered melee. That is correct. So, Screeching Xenomorph. I don't know if I ever take the time to look at the card, but I remember it off the top of my head. Oh wait, there we go. It's a 3/6, 1 health. During the main phase, pay green, put 2 +1/+1 counters on a character with Swarm on your side, and on each other character on your side with the same name. I have thought about manipulating this card with a Swarm deck. Maybe even get some Ultrons in the deck. I don't know, Ultron's just a pretty iconic character and I feel like I want to use him. I'll have to be honest, I'm not very much of a big fan of the Aliens property. I like it, but I'm not head over heels for it like I am, say, with Marvel or DC. But I do enjoy a good Swarm deck. Anyways, it's Wood's turn. He rose his first resource. And ready's Magneto. Yeah, let's see what he plays. Ooh. Enchantress. Enchantress is another character I don't see very often, but she could actually be pretty nasty. Not as herself, as a 7-drop, but she does make someone else very beefy. So, I'll read her off here in a second. Well, she's a 4/8 with range, 2 health. Main phase, pay blue and put 2 +1/+1 counters on another character on your side. When it attacks, the next time this turn it gets to ready. So it looks like using it on Magneto. So I believe that makes him a 7/9. That's correct. And then he readies. And then it goes for an attack on Loki. Will we see our first wound? Or maybe... Okay. He's a 9/8. That's what he is. Ah, shoot. Here we go. Shock to the system. Brings him down to a 6/8. To Loki's 4/8. Ooh, catfight comes out. So Magneto goes up 4 attack. Brings him to... Oh gosh. So he's up to a 10. And another shot comes out, bringing him back down to a 7. Which is just enough for Loki to survive. Oh, looks like Wood knew that was coming. Either way, spend those resources, spend those plot twists. Although for Loki it doesn't really matter. If he's got the locations to do it, he can just pull them right back out. So still no wounds. Let's see if I can adjust a little here. It doesn't really help. Sandwich rows. Another resource. Targets Loki. Place Trickster God on. I see. Place Trickster God on Black Cat. And Black Cat, in response, pays a red to daze Loki before his attack can go through. Now that is a good defensive power. Imagine doing that on say, a Thanos. I was gonna say I honestly might have wanted to save that, but he's got 3 reds. If he's got the surplus, might as well use it. Sandwich says he realizes he needs a bit more aggression in this deck. Maybe. Although, Xenomorphs can be pretty aggressive. I'm curious, I kinda wish I knew what was in each of the decks. But, it looks like Wood is building up his back row quite a bit here. He's got Doc Octopus and Satana back out. Hopefully, he'll be able to start doing some damage. Wood says he's having issues with Loki for sure. With all the plot twists all over the place. It's true. Ooh. I just said it and there he is. Thanos comes out. Looks like we might be able to see our first wound. Maybe 2. Looks like he's just doing the exact same thing he did last time. Trickster God on Black Cat. Brings her to an 8-4. They stun each other. Yeah. Unless Wood unless Wood pays the red. We shall see. He's also going to realize that just like all superpowers, they can only be used once unless otherwise noted, which means if he uses it now, then Thanos will just attack him anyways. But I don't know. Maybe he should have spent the red. That way Thanos wouldn't have been able to attack someone in the back row. Most notably Magneto. So, but yay! We just got some wounds on the board. 1 wound on both sides. Still a tied game. sure enough, Thanos goes into Magneto. And he gets KO'd. Oh, for everyone out there, Thanos is a 12/12 with 2 health. During the main phase, pay green and add a wound to all stunned characters. This dude is super nasty. Not as nasty as that main character though, but he has been errata. So Sandwich is asking, is there a second main phase after the combat? Can I use Thanos? Is my question. Yes, of course you can. For everyone out there, the main phase is, okay, how to put this. So, once the main phase starts, you declare an attacker, and you go into a combat phase. Once that combat has been resolved, it goes back into the main phase. And so on until there are no more attacks or the player passes, at which point is no longer the main phase. So he does use the green, spends it to put another wound on Black Cat, and it looks like Sandwich at the moment is up by 1. Very nice. It doesn't look like he has enough to really team attack with anybody. I don't know, he did get to draw a 3rd card from Dr. Ock, so that's nice. Let's see here. I suppose he could stun Thanos with Satana, Enchantress, and Black Cat. They would all have to be in the front row, but it would be lethal, meaning that he wouldn't stick. But we'll see what happens here. Okay, so Dazzler comes out. We saw her earlier. She can daze supporting character. Huh? You could do that too. Ooh. And Helmet Zemo comes out as well. He has a really great combination with Ronin. Basically, let's see what he does here first. So, Dazzler is going to use her ability, spend the blue, to stun Thanos. Alright. I don't know if I would have rather had KO'd Thanos than to just stun him, but let's see what he does. Aha! He plays an Extinguish. I called that earlier, that's nice. Okay. Sandwich says it's cheeky. Indeed. It was a good play. So as I was saying, Helmet, Zemo, and Ronin combo really well together. Basically you use Ronin's ability to you use Helmet Zemo's ability to KO a supporting character that does not share a team affiliation with your opponent's MC from their hand. When you do that, you also get to see their entire hand, which then Ronin can use to call out a card with which your opponent must discard. Really nice combo. And I really actually see there's some utility in a 1-drop Helmet Zemo late game being able to make you discard your late drop Thanos, you know? So Sandwich brings out a Leaping and a Ferocious. He needs to do something about that board control. All those characters in the back there being just chilling. But that's 2 Leapings, so He can get into the back row and do a little bit of damage. Hopefully it'll be enough. Okay, alright, so the leapings are going into Black Cat. So that's 8 going into her 8. And she's going to spend a red to daze somebody. Probably daze the one that's not wounded. Yes. And that way her... Okay, maybe I'm a little confused. Maybe I read Black Cat wrong. Maybe she dazes all characters in the combat with her. Otherwise, that would have been nice to stun one and daze the other, so that she could KO the Leaping Xenomorph. Looks like another person came in to spectate the match. Very nice. Okay, so he's using Loki and Trickster God to stun both of them. That's not a bad trade-off. He's still got 1 less wound on him. So Black Cat is at 3 wound. Loki is at 2. Still, he doesn't have very much board control out there. Ferocious goes into Ronin. 3-2 with Ferocious. Strikes back before they can. Okay, so 1 wound goes on to Ronin. Looks like that's all he can do. Yep, that's it. Man, that board state. And Wood still has 8 cards in his hand. I think Sandwich is getting pretty low playing all those plot twists. Or he's not playing anything, just Exhaust Enchantress and attack the Ferocious. Yeah. Not much to do there. Well, hopefully, after this match, I should be able to have a conversation via Skype with the players, which would be nice, just to get their insight on the game, maybe get to know them a little bit more. So, I don't know how the quality will be like on that, but if it's decent enough, then I will certainly add that on to the end of this episode. Looks like Sandwich asked, he forgot to shuffle Trickster God back into his deck. Does he mind if he does it now? Nah, I wouldn't mind either. That's good sportsmanship there. You gotta get that shuffle in before you draw those cards. Draws a couple cards. Hopefully you have another Thanos. We shall see. Both sides have 8, I believe. Yeah. What's he gonna do? Alright, so he's not playing. He's not playing any resources. Just a spook onto Enchantress. Oh wait, no. Can't do that. She's protected. Gotta stun Black Cat first. So, yeah, Sandwich has 4 cards in his hand. For those of you who weren't sure what happened there, Spook lets you basically daze a character, but only an unprotected character, since there's still someone in the back row. Oh, so it does. It says daze each enemy in combat with Black Cat. That's why they're not stunning. But she is going to use that red to daze both of those characters again. Oh, but wait, she does have Satana out there. Lethal only occurs when I believe you're attacking. That must be it. So, looks like Sandwich is going to use Loki's second ability. Ooh, let's see. Let's see what Wood reveals. Ooh, 2 cat fights. Damn. That was a yellow well spent, I'd have to say. Catfights gives the attacker +4 attack. It's pretty gnarly. Wood still looks like he's got plenty of cards in his hand though. No more plot twists though, unless he drew into them. Throws a vault out. Oh, I was about to call him out on not drawing another card from Doc Ock's genius. So while we're waiting to see what happens here, I might as well talk a little bit about the new Legacy set that's coming out next month, and some of the exciting things that we'll be seeing. Hopefully, it'd be really cool to see like Spider Friends was one of the first sets that I bought in the old Versus game. It'd be neat if they put some more Spider-Man characters out, which would be... Oh, we'll get back to that in a second. Looks like Wood's doing something here. Is he playing a yellow from his hand? I think that's what he's doing. Yeah. He's using Ronin's ability, and he's calling out Savage Surprise. Did he see it? Oh wow, okay. Oh, so it lets you see their deck when they show their hand to everybody. So he's got a Spook, Chest Burst, and Extinguish. Extinguish lets you KO a main or a supporting character. Chest Burst -2/-2 and a melee attack. And Spook is dazing a character. So and it looks like Black Cat and Satana will be team attacking into Loki for 10? Yes, 10. Loki does have the ability to use his main power. His level 1 power, I mean. Which it looks like that's what he's going to do to bring out the Savage Surprise. Making him an 8/8. He still stuns, but he gets to stun somebody back. And I would say Black Cat would probably be the best choice here. I mean, he's up that one wound, but I really don't anticipate Satana really being that daunting at the moment. Yeah, Black Cat, that's who he goes for. So Black Cat is now 1 health away from KOing. And Loki is at 3. Satana has an interesting ability as well, being able to KO a character from the destroy a character from the KO pile, remove it from the game completely, which is pretty interesting. It can really hurt a Luke Cage deck. Just saying, if you've only got 1 Iron Fist, well, hell, even if you've got more than 1 Iron Fist, but if you're playing, say, Adam Logan's deck, where there's only 1 Iron Fist in that deck, and you just KO out, I keep saying KO, destroy it outright, you've just taken away Luke Cage's second ability completely, second level ability. That's just wild. Anyways, it looks like Sandwich had forgotten to flip over his vault from the last turn. So we're going into 9 locations, and unfortunately he's just playing a leaping. Ugh, that's rough. So, play Spook on Satana. Has 1 card left. And we all know it's an playing the Extinguish on Satana. And there's 1 card left. And we all know that's a Chest Burst. Loki also has the ability to take any of those cards away from the KO pile. Yep, so there's the Chest Burst. We can Doc Ock a 1/3. And KOs. And Sandwich is out of cards. That always gives me a little bit of anxiety, not having any cards in my hand. I mean, that just means that your opponent knows that there's absolutely nothing of surprise that can be revealed. It means that they have free reign, minus whatever locations might be up to help a character out with his defenses. Looks like the leaping went into Ronin and KO'd each other. And then the other 2 leapings goes into Dazzler. So I believe one of those leapings will also be stunned. But yeah, when you don't have any cards to play, that makes me sweat. Pretty close game so far. And it looks like Sandwich passes. Ready, Black Cat. So even though both of them have 9 resources out, I think technically it's turn 10 because Sandwich passed his first turn. Let's see, I guess we can see the other side to confirm that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. And he brings out Doc Ock. This time in the front row. Now you start using Doc Ock defensively. So you put him in the back row at the beginning of the game. That way Doc can use his genius ability to help you draw another card each turn. Then, late game, you put him in the front row, and he helps all those pesky flyers. So Satana and Ronan also came out, and Satana is going into the Leaping Xenomorph. Probably a good call, considering that, yeah, Sandwich doesn't have anything to really retaliate with. So it KOs immediately because of Lethal. Lethal is just nasty, especially against those company characters, the synths that have 3 health, or Miss America. That's always pretty frustrating when a Lethal takes out Miss America. It's not looking too good for Sandwich, honestly. Wood's just been able to keep all that board control, and that's made all the difference, even though he's still up in terms of health. Wood has a plethora of cards, and he's got real nice board control, and he's got some characters protecting his main character now, which should even the tides here. All he needs to do is just whittle Loki down, hopefully, and see if he can do it. So Enchantress with a cat fight. There we go. Now it's an even game. So either Sandwich has to do something pretty stellar this next turn. Hopefully he gets a good draw. Otherwise, if he wants to try to survive at all, I don't know, he'd have to put his main character in the back row, but he'll only have a Leaping Xenomorph to defend with. We'll see here. Wonder what you drew. I think in the future, what I'll try to start doing is whenever it's that player's turn, I'll switch between their tabs at the bottom so that everyone watching can see how many cards each player has in their hand when it's their turn. Okay, so one of those cards that Sandwich drew was a Trickster God. Yep, and so he takes out Doc. Alright, then the Leaping goes into Helmet. Unfortunately, Helmet didn't do anything this game, but that's okay. Yeah, it looks like Sandwich just conceded. Oh, Leaping would have been able to hit Helmet anyways because Satana has flight. Gotta go through that fight first. Good game. Alright guys, well again I'd like to say thank you for watching the Match of the Week for the first week of Season 1, Dramatic Entrance for the Build Phase League Play. if you're interested in joining. Unfortunately, registration is closed for the first season, but probably about mid-season, so in about 5 or 6 weeks, we might go ahead and open registration up for the second season. And if anyone is interested, then you can head over to the Build Phase forum, www.buildphase.com, and thebuildphase.com, excuse me, and message one of us there. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this game, and if you have any comments or suggestions or anything that you think would really make this video series a bit more interesting, then I would love to hear it. So just try to get a hold of me either through the forums or down below in the comments section. And yeah, again, I'd like to say thank you very much for watching. Hey, what's up guys? Dangerford here. So I said that there was going to be a Skype call with the players at the end of the match, but unfortunately the quality was just too poor and I didn't feel like it should be added. So I went ahead and took some notes, and I'm going to tell you guys about that now. So Wood08, he was pretty concerned for Loki. He didn't really have a huge supporting character until turn 5, which I believe was Satana, and then from there on, Magneto and whatnot. But it made the early game pretty wary for him, so control was a big factor, and that's why he had Helmet, Zemo, and Ronin in there to help set up for Magneto late game and team attacks with Black Cat and whoever he has out on the board. Whatasandwich said that that was his first deck that he ever made, besides the prefabricated ones that come in the box sets. So he's pretty new to the game, but it's pretty awesome that he's a part of the league and that he's using Octagon, where he has, you know, a plethora of cards from the entire expansions and box set to look through. He came here because of Aliens, which I thought was pretty interesting. Just that the fact that we can both come to the same point from different interests, and I think it really drives the point that as long as the versus team comes up with more properties, that we should be able to drum up more support and hopefully make the game a lot bigger. So anyways, you've been listening to the Build Phase channel, helping you build a better turn. Thanks for listening.